All right. Happy game day, Devil fans. I'm Chris from the Uncle Pucker New Jersey Devil podcast, and we're going to do a quick little preview video about tonight's game against the Ottawa Senators. Before we begin, the Uncle Pucker New Jersey Devil podcast, shout out to our sponsors, the Hockey Podcast Network. Also, Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time picks. I'm telling you, Game Time is the best place to go to get tickets for your Devil games, for your concerts, for whatever. Just go create an account, redeem code THPN, and you can get $20 off. Just download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time, baby. Also, DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NHL. Create an account, use code THPN. You get $200 instantly in bonus bets just for signing up. So go ahead and do that. DraftKings, Game Time, Hockey Podcast Network. We thank you all. But now let's move to the important stuff. So the Devils dropped one against the Carolina Hurricanes Tuesday night. It was a rough one. Carolina, it was their second game. Devils were on the second half of the back-to-back. I'm not making excuses. Carolina was a better team. It's just that simple. Devils, they were outplayed. It's going to happen. We weren't sure what we were going to see from Carolina. It looks like they are the same Carolina team. They're playing that same way. But I don't put too much stock into a whole lot of these games right now. I mean, the season is brand new. It's really even kind of hard to do previews of what to expect because I haven't seen all these teams play yet. I think probably most people haven't seen all these teams play yet. You follow your team and you catch up as you go along. But we are playing the Ottawa Senators. It's tonight, Thursday, in the Canadian capital. Ottawa is 2-1-0. They have 4 points. They're second in the Atlantic right now. Again, it's 3 games. So they had a 3-1 win over the Florida Panthers. They had a 4-1 loss over the Montreal Canadiens. And then that wacky game, goaltender optional 8-7 overtime win against the Kings on Monday. That was just insane. But we'll talk a little bit about that. And like I said, 7 p.m., the Canadian Tire Center up in Canada. And Devils will be going on their second game in a row on the road. Last year, Ottawa was not very good. They were 37-41-4. They had 78 points, and they were 7th in the Atlantic Division. They were 18th in goals for at 255. They were 26th in goals against at 281. Preseason odds for the Ottawa Senators to win the Stanley Cup are plus 4,000, and their over-under from Vegas to start this season is 90.5 points. So Vegas does think that they will be considerably better than they were last year. Last year they had 78. Vegas thinks they're a 90, 91 point team. How did we fare against Ottawa last year? One of the few teams that we we had a winning record against last year. On February 29th, we beat them 6-2. On March 23rd, they beat us 5-2, and on April 6th, we beat them 4-3. Again, one of the biggest problems for Ottawa last year, if not the biggest problem for Ottawa last year, was their defense and their goaltending. Well, they took one of their better defensemen and shipped him to Washington and Jacob Chikrin, but they did, I guess, I think they definitely upgraded their goaltender substantially with making the trade with Boston to bring Linus Ullmark over to the Senators. He has been dealing with muscle strains. He is, in and out of the lineup. His status against New Jersey is up in the air. I would think that if you were the Senators and this wasn't a super serious injury that maybe you had to worry about, if he does play, can he damage something that can hinder him further down the line this season? If it's just some soreness, I would think you want to get him in against the Devils. Kind of a statement game for Ottawa, right? Where do you fare up? How do you match up against a team that a lot of people think is a legit Stanley Cup contender in the Devils? So right now, the Senators, their power play is clicking at 38.46%. So almost 38.5%. And that all has to do with the crazy game against the Kings the other night. The league average in power play on this short season so far is 19.73%. Now, New Jersey, on the other hand, has absolutely been killing it on the penalty kill this year. They are 93.75% on the PK. League average is 80.27. That penalty kill is way above the league average. We know about Ottawa, right? They do have some tough guys. They have some skill on that team. They're led by Brady Tkachuk, their captain. He's got 5 assists already in the 3 games this year. Tim Stützle is sitting at 6 points with 3 goals and 3 assists. Josh Norris also has 4 points. He's sitting on 2 goals and 2 assists already this year. So they have some firepower, but let's not forget, okay? They scored 3 against Florida. They scored 4 against Montreal. That's fantastic. They allowed 1 goal in each of those games, and then the next game out, they let up 7 to the Kings. They managed to score 8, but just a little tip: if you give 7 up tomorrow night to New Jersey, I'll pretty much 100% guarantee you're not you're not going to get 8 on us. So we'll see who's in goal. We'll see what happens. I do have some notes here. Like I said, the Devs are coming off a tough game against Carolina. Carolina played well, and we're going to be on later on today, probably after the Ottawa game or during the Ottawa game, and we'll take a little bit of a deeper look with the rest of the guys about that Canes game and what went wrong. But whenever there is, something bad that happens, we look for some silver linings. There were some silver linings in that Hurricane game. The power play, right, started looking a lot better, especially since Sheldon Keefe put Stefan Nason in there and moved Timo Meyer down to the second unit. I really liked the way they looked. They were clicking on the power play. They were moving the puck really well. That's fantastic. The penalty kill, like we said earlier, has been dominant. So if they can get their special teams rolling, their 5-on-5 play is going to come around. This is a new lineup, right? We still have some time to kind of figure things out and where guys are going to fit. And we're still missing Brett Pesce and Luke Hughes, arguably our 2 best defensemen. So another silver lining in the Canes game. Markstrom had a really strong game. He allowed 3 goals on 30 shots. He had a .900 save percentage. I say roll with him again. Let's keep this thing going. He played well. He deserves to get a dub. Put him in. Get the dub tonight against Ottawa. We don't know what's going to happen with Ottawa. Is Omar going to play? It's probably going to be a game time decision. But Anton Forsberg started the last game against the Kings. He let 3 goals in on 9 shots for a .667 save percentage. Well done. But he was pulled for Matt Sagard, who came in and allowed 4 goals on 17 shots with a much better save percentage of .765. So Ottawa is struggling in goal. And I do believe if Linus Ullmark is not in net tomorrow night, it could very well be a very, very long night for the Senators. Travis Green, our old coach, right? Head coach of the Ottawa Senators now. So we're going to see Travis Green on the other side of the bench. I don't know. Maybe Travis Green thinks that, he's got a beat on the Devils because he coached them a little bit last year. Last year being the optimal term, right? He coached them last year. I don't think Travis Green has any idea of what this Devil team is about. So, like I said, Ottawa struggles on defense. We should get ample opportunities in this game. If Omark's not playing, I don't know what's going to happen. They have to figure out their goaltending situation very quickly because the guys that they have just aren't really cutting it. So, what to watch for on this game, right? Well, Brady Tkachuk. The Tkachuks and Hischier, they don't like each other. So I think that Ottawa is going to try and play very physical with us. I think they're going to try to play very physical with us. I don't know if it's going to work because this Devil team is a lot more physical, and we have some guys that just live to hit, to play that tough competitive game, that tough compete, to get in front of the net, get some dirty goals. This isn't just all speed and flash anymore with the Devils. and we've seen it a little bit, and I expect it to get so much better. But I think the Devils are going to have a ton of scoring opportunities in this one. I really do. So to capitalize on those scoring opportunities, if Ottawa comes out, tries to play you physical, put them in their place quick, let them know you want to play that game. We can play that game too. And I think New Jersey is going to be fired up. They're going to want to get back in the W column. They are not happy with what happened in Carolina, nor should they be. This is a legit Stanley Cup contender, and I do think that if you're a legit Stanley Cup contender, then any loss should bother you. Plus, it was a divisional loss. That hurts a little bit more. Again, absolutely nothing to worry about. Um, I'm kind of thinking that maybe because you saw Keefe kind of shuffling the lines a little bit in that Hurricane game. Again, when we do the full podcast, we'll talk a little bit about it. Let me just throw this out there. What about possibly maybe not the whole game, but throwing Paul Cotter up with Jack and Jesper Bratt? I kind of like that. Or maybe even throw Paul Cotter up there with Meyer and Hughes and see how that works with the two bigger, tougher guys on there. I just really like Paul Cotter. I like the way he's playing, and I really want to just see him get a little bit more ice time. And I do think that the Hughes line is starting to get things rolling. I think the Heischer line's been playing great. Third line was a little bit quiet in the last game. That's going to happen. We are going to get scoring from different places every night when we win. It's not going to be our top six, our bottom six, our defense clicking on all cylinders. It will sometimes, and those will be fantastic games this season where the Devils just completely dominate start to finish. Tomorrow night has the potential to be like that. I'm not calling my shot here because this is also not the same Ottawa team we saw last year. They have played better. They beat the Florida Panthers. Okay, they didn't have Barkov in the lineup. They didn't have Bobrovsky in the lineup. They didn't have Kachuk in the lineup. They still won. When those guys, without Bobrovsky and Kachuk, just beat the Boston Bruins. So it's not like this team is just going to fall apart without those guys in there. The Florida Panthers are the Stanley Cup champions. Ottawa hung with them. They beat them. So again, don't take it lightly. But if the Devils play their game, they should come out with a win because everything from on paper to on the ice, they're the better team. So that's all I'm going to say about this so far. That's what I'm looking forward to. I look forward to every Devil game. I'm looking forward to this one too. I also like, the first game that you play every team in the new season, right? Okay, we play Ottawa 3 times, but that first time is always cool. You always kind of get it first time of the year, you get the new look, see what they're made of, see how your team plays against them, where they match up well or don't match up well. Any way you cut it, I think the Devils are the better team. Devils should come out with the win and get themselves right back into feeling good for Saturday's game against the Capitals, who they beat a week ago Saturday. If any Uncle Pucker or Devil fans are interested in these awesome Uncle Pucker New Jersey Devil stickers, all you have to do to get some is just go to theunclepuckers.com, fill out the contact info, and we will get them out to you in the mail ASAP. We do have a bunch of orders that are already going out. So again, anybody who has asked for them, they'll be on their way. And also throw it up on social media when you get them, and just show people. We really appreciate it. Remember, we will be back at some point after the game, and we'll have a full podcast where just appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Let's go Devils.